Yehudi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat.
Parashat Yitro, or the Torah's Big Ten Conference. Moses' father-in-law, Yitro, tells Moses to delegate more. The Jews gather at Mount Sinai and prepare to receive the Torah. God charges Israel to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Moses ascends Mount Sinai and intercedes for Israel. The 10 commandments are revealed and etched onto stone tablets. The 10 commandments stand out in literature, but among them, number 10 itself is unique. Here's the verse. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male or female slave, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything belonging to your neighbor. Number 10, lo tachmod, don't covet, stands out from the other 9. First, because it's a thought, not an action. Second, because it's natural. Kids and adults are hardwired to do this. And third, because it's last. And last impressions matter so much. Can we be commanded not to think certain natural thoughts? Rabbi David Wolpe of Los Angeles quotes another rabbi, Rabbi Yechiel of Zlachau, who gives a really interesting take. And he reminds us that the 10 commandments are not really 10 commandments. The Torah never calls them Aseret HaMitzvot, the word for command. Instead, the Torah refers to them Aseret HaDivarim, Divarim like davar, as in to speak, the 10 statements. And this is true because number 1, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am the Lord your God. That's not a command. There's nothing to do there. And if you look through the whole list, you'll find more than 10 things to do or not to do. So the rabbis say, consider number 10 not a command. Consider it a promise. If you fulfill the first 9, then you'll be promised with a life of contentment, where you will not have a desire to covet and feel a need for what others have. When we look over the list, we see that the rest of the list is about building relationships. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 are all about God. There is our relationship with God. Number 4 is about keeping Shabbat, the spiritual day of rest, with family and community. Number 5 is honoring parents. There's our relationship with parents. And numbers 6 through 9 is about being a good citizen, having positive relationships with our neighbors. In sum, if one focuses building relationships with God, family, community, parents, and neighbors, they will likely feel they have enough, even if others have more, because others will always have more. This reminds me of a line from the Talmud, the Mishnah in Pirkei Avot. Rabbi named Ben Zoma says, Ezehu Ashir Hasameach Bechelko. Who is rich? One who is happy with their portion. In my own words, we are rich, not because of what we have, but because of who we have. I remember the first car that I drove in high school. It was a 1996 sky blue Nissan Quest minivan. And others in the lot had nicer cars and fancier cars, and sometimes I wanted to drive them. But you know what? Since then, I've driven nicer cars, and I'm not any happier. I sort of missed that first car. The line, "Do not covet," reminds us of the quote from Art Buchwald. The best things in life aren't things.